I need to warn you. There's a murderer on the loose, one that's cold blooded, frustratingly resilient, and bafflingly evasive, rendering the police locked in an unsuccessful game of whack a mole. On top of the truly brutal nature of the murders, the effect of each attack can be felt for up to a year in aftermath. We aren't dealing with any basic killer. We're facing canine parvovirus type 2, or parvo, and veterinarians estimate that it's responsible for the death of tens of thousands of puppies annually, which, considering the average population ratio of 8 humans to 1 dog, is a death toll that's statistically comparable to the amount of annual deaths from infamous plagues like cholera or dysentery. The AKC has stated that parvo is an extremely contagious and extremely deadly 3-stage disease. Its symptoms become fatal within days of manifesting, with an untreated mortality rate for infected puppies around a staggering 91%. But what makes parvo this deadly? As the Cornell College of Veterinary Medicine explains, parvo attacks a dog's white blood cells, gastrointestinal tract, and bone marrow. This causes harmful bacteria to leak out of the GI tract and into the bloodstream, where the body's immune system is already down, thus resulting in immediate and severe sepsis. Dogs who have become infected need an intensive several days of hospitalization to even have a chance at survival. Even more, since parvo isn't wrapped in a fragile lipid membrane like most human viruses, it's practically invincible to inhospitable conditions, which allows it to survive for up to a year on its own and manifests a huge problem. But fear not, because here to save the day is legendary private investigator canine parvovirus monoclonal antibodies, or CPMA treatment. In the spring of 2023, Elanco Animal Health Company went on a crusade to stop the parvo puppy pandemic. They created a revolutionary advancement in the veterinary world, one that I believe is the most surprising and impactful scientific finding of the last 5 years. CPMA treatment works by actively seeking out a specific protein structure of parvo and tightly binding to the virus particles in the bloodstream, thus acting like a biological shield that prevents the virus from harming healthy cells. It essentially locks the virus out of a cell, like a foot that can't quite fit into a shoe. The monoclonal antibodies that the treatment uses are derived from an immune cell clone, making them target specific, much like private investigators hunting a singular criminal. This is a huge contrast to all previous treatments that used polyclonal antibodies naturally found in plasma, which respond to any suspicious activity from all cells, similar to a police force surveilling an entire precinct area. With Elanco's CPMA treatment, the survival rate for infected dogs climbed to an insane 93%, and the average hospital time was reduced by 2 days. According to Lemonade Insurance Company, one overnight pet hospitalization can cost up to $1,700. So not only does this amazing finding save those tens of thousands of pet lives, but it can also save their owners' wallets. It almost sounds too good to be true, so to prove CPMA treatment's effectiveness, the AVMA conducted a study where they introduced the virus to a group of beagle puppies. Some of the subjects were treated with CPMA and the others were treated with saline. The study's results found that mortality was prevented in all dogs treated with CPMA, but unfortunately, most of those treated with saline died. However, this did indeed prove CPMA treatment's effectiveness. What makes CPMA treatment so important is not only the lives it saves, but the narrative it changes. Monoclonal antibodies have been used in human medicine for decades, like by Rockland Immunochemicals itself. But despite this science's relatively easy translation into veterinary medicine, it hasn't been explored to much extent. Until now. This finding marks a turn, when society can finally begin to see that animals aren't just idle companions. They are living, feeling beings, and they don't deserve to be victims of disease any more than humans do.